Well, hello and welcome to another episode of The Card Show. I almost forgot what the show was called, but no, I didn't. I came right back. Pause. Well, I hope everyone is well. Another week in Dodge City, as they say. We had the Dublin Card Show. God, it seemed like a lot of people from the UK went over. I know it was kind of a big influx last year. I think the appeal of Dublin will always be great for the people in general, but to have a card show as well. Obviously, you sort of double down, right? You can go have the Guinness factory tour and Temple Bar and explore the rest of Ireland while you're over there as well. Not just the touristy things, but now have a card show as well. So it makes it a nice weekend for yourself, for loved ones, for friends, stag do's, all the above, right? So I didn't go to the first one. I didn't go to the second one either. I didn't go to this one weekend, which won't surprise people. As obviously my money's not made through card shows attending. It was just purely pleasure to go there, Um, so yeah, I would like to go to Dublin. I think it would be cool. I have family in Ireland, not in Dublin, but yeah, you sort of tie it in. It's a yearly event, so it's his second year of doing it, second event. I did see some posts where they were. I don't know if it was about them. To be fair, it was just funny how it coincided with timing. About if you're paying influencers to go to your shows, da da da, which made me laugh. I agree with that person. You shouldn't be paying people to come to your shows. But it's it's a state of the economy we're in. That's what that is. People want their stuff to be shown for a good price, right? So yeah, pays influencers, they come and talk about how great it was and how great the experience was. But are they really telling you what it's like as a card investor, a card flipper, or a card collector? More often than not, probably not. They're telling you what the money tells them to tell you. So yeah, kind of makes it hard to believe what they're saying. It makes it hard for me to believe in them people and buy into people and etc. But anyway, getting sidetracked as always on the rants as always. But no, it looked good. Dublin show for what it was. I think he was out. It was RP Trading. He did a nice little reel of the cards in there and stuff like that. So it kind of looked very, what was the word? Open format. That's probably not the right way to describe it. But it looks like there was a lot of diversity of not just cards. I think it was sports shirts again, which is I think it's there last year as well. I think Sports Cards UK did in his vlog. I think it's fits with shirt as well. There's like retro shirts and that sort of mix. The place looked really nice. The convention center. But yeah, a little packed out as always, which is good. It's good to see these ones like the Dublin one, the now the Scotland card show. Just having this like mass raw appeal for locals. It just shows that there is them communities there, and because these guys built it, people came. And yes, like I said, a lot of people from England went across. Took the Ryanair flights across over there, but there was a lot of local vendors, local collectors, flippers, etc. over there, which is always good. And a lot of the cards was, so Irish males, Irish female teams, and players. So that's kind of cool to see. I think it's a positive for the hobby in a lot of respects. So yeah, it's cool. Other than that, the topic for this actual pod, believe it or not, after I digress on it's just because obviously when you see stuff, I've not been on the socials much, but the feed algorithm is just giving me the latest stuff for people, and it's a lot of people's trips. It's usual, airplane shot, right? The shot of walking up to the airplane, the queue, and people going upstairs to the airplane, and then Guinness. What else was it? I think did I say Temple Bar somewhere? Temple Bar, probably. So it just floods the algorithm. So I've seen a bit of that last 40 hours, and I've clicked on every now and then. That's reminded me though, on that little tangent. See, tangents are good. Leaf. I did repost this. I put on my story even. Leaf. I said it before. I'll say it again. That's who I should have bought. Leaf. They have some Mahomes. All those. Listen, Mahomes obviously for myself is going to be one of the goats of the sport. But he look at his autos and the pricing. It's very difficult to buy into a Mahomes auto. I mean, especially when a Mahomes rookie auto. But just Mahomes auto in general, you're talking over $1,000. Well, $1,500. Whereas Leaf ones, there's a couple on eBay. There was one for $899. Last one I seen was $925, I think it was. Which less than $1,925. It's 700 something quid. That makes it a lot more accessible, or makes it more accessible to more people, should I say? Because it's still a lot of money. I get that. It's still that could be so a lot of people's like nearly half a wage, right? Half a monthly wage. So I get that, but I think having this, especially at the time of Tops now having their own licensed products out and Chrome doing so well, I did pick up a Tops Chrome. Is it Aqua? Was it blue or Aqua? Let me tell you. One second. I've got it right here. I've literally just picked it up. It is. Here we go. Tops Chrome Future Stars Blue Auto RC to 150 of Xavier Worthy for the Chiefs. Sorry, Xavier Worthy because he's American. Yeah, I'm trying to pick up also a lot more Chiefs from this dynasty era, this sort of great era of having because it doesn't last. So yeah, and again, it's unlicensed jersey, right? Just a white jersey on the cover of the card. So Leaf doing this in tandem now with their licensed stuff and the licensed stuff being a lot more sort of accepted or acceptable is whatever it may be. I've always been a fan. I thought Leaf have done amazing work the last couple of years. Had a bit of an off year last year, I said, where I didn't really think everyone was, a lot of designs were that great. But yeah, they've done a lot of great stuff, and they always seem to get the quarterbacks very early. So the rookie quarterbacks coming through. So yeah, as a collector, I think some of the cards are very nice IFL wise, and as an investor, you're getting a lot of the future talent, and their auto cards done. I mean, I think is it Metal? There's a few other companies as well, and Leaf that have got K Williams in Chicago Bears stuff, right? And I think he's just getting his first autos now in Chicago Bears. There's not that many out there, so there was a good opportunity there while that was going on. But yeah, they've done that. They've also done the Mahomes auto, and they also released or teased the picture of a game used dual shield patch from Mahomes and Brady. I mean, double goats right there on one card. Game used as well, which is crazy. Yes, I'm a fan. I'm looking forward to that again. Again, more personalist time than investment. I don't know. I didn't actually check any like rookie quarterbacks who got some decent cards in there, but yeah, I just think as a fan, that's kind of cool. And yeah, let me know your thoughts. Are you now looking more into these sort of things? Because if you look through the data, I might do a little data. Well, maybe I do a data. I don't know. I don't know how much lease that's on there, to be fair. But yeah, try and dig out some data and look at the comparison between sort of Tops unlicensed stuff, as should we say, unlicensed jersey stuff, autos compared to Leafs, obviously unlicensed stuff. But yeah, more often than not, they're cheaper. From what I've seen, so it's cheaper to get the Leaf stuff or metal, etc. So is it now becoming more acceptable? Are you coming around to the idea of having that maybe in your collection? Would you go for a Leaf auto or a metal auto? I can't think of the company, just someone else as well. Wildcard, is that your Wildcard metal that I'm thinking of? Yeah, I keep saying metal like that's a company. Pretty sure it's Wildcard. But yeah, or are you just strictly Tops and Panini because licensing and now it's not licensed for a year or two, you don't care too much. Obviously, it was Xavier Worthy. Just decision I had to make. It was numbered rookie auto. Again, they do say the patches as well are player worn and witnessed by a Tops representative. So again, I'm not seeing any game use stuff yet, which is interesting. But I'm happy to pick up this rookie auto. I possibly overpaid because of the time and it's a new product. I should have waited, but I sort of want to wrap up this sort of bit of collecting I'm trying to do sharpish. Obviously, I'm going back to like Mahomes' first sort of Super Bowl. Sammy Watkins and Brashard Breelands, Damian Wilson. Them sort of people. Tyreek Hill, obviously, as well. Quite expensive. But yeah, so a lot of them you can pick up quite cheap. Picked up Eric Fisher quite cheap. Wasn't much with Mitchell Schwartz, which is annoying. Same with Joe Tooney, also still in the team. Still Mr. Versatile player, MVP of our team last year for sure. Left guard, left tackle. I think the best cards I got him. He has some instants between instants, but I picked up some of his latest score cards, like the purple parallel red, press proof stuff. And it's again a couple of dollars, but it's just something to have in the collection and to always have that. One of the people that's integral to this great sort of era in as a Chiefs fan, the fandom. So yeah, and maybe Leaf will be another way forward as well. I suppose with other cards coming out in the future, we shall see. yeah, what I was going to talk about 10 minutes in, like I on dot, is breaking. What state are we in the UK at breaking at the moment? We had this. Remember when everyone was a breaker, then everyone was a repacker, and now we're in this weird mix of, well, that everyone's a breaker no more because only these big lot of breakers. And then you've got a few people that break for a week or two, and now you go on whatnot, and it's it's trainers and Louis Vuitton bags, and it's just full of Pokemon or this, that, the other. Just singles. It's what state do you think we're at? I I'm hoping we're at a state now where people are realizing breaking is something that's a little bit of fun. Um, by all means, if you have the money, again, it's you gambling same way you gamble if you invest in cards, right? Yes, you can take calculated risks when you buy a single card that you think may do well in the future. But obviously with breaking, you could enter breaking and not tend to not pull anything from that pack or that box. But I think a lot of people do have fun with certain breakers. I think that's what keeps people coming back. I think um, there's stuff about inflated prices, and prices have to be inflated. I can't stress enough. Prices have to be inflated over RRP because of whatnot fees and because people need to get paid for their time. So I have no problem with someone saying, they've got a box of, none of this is going to be correct, but they've got a box of NBA Prism, and they're doing hobby box break, and they break down the 32 teams, and the box costs them 150 quid, and the breakdown of as the teams works out at like 210. I'm very happy with that. Yes, he's £60, but don't forget he's got his fees. He's got to buy bubble mailers, this, the other. He's probably not really much, and he's going to break a box in. Shouldn't take him too long to break a box. Have a bit of banter, you guys. The more time should be spent on the engagement for me. Have the engagement, and that's what you sort of get the money for. That's why it justifies the £60 inflation. Yes, you got your whatnot fees, or hopefully soon Fanatics fees, which are a bit lower, or eBay Live fees, or his Instagram. But yeah, I think this issue of breakers overcharging, as long as it's not ridiculous. Again, if that box is 150 and you're charging 450, the teams broke down, and all of a sudden you're breaking players. Oh, you get Warriors, but if you want Steph because he's got an auto in this, it's extra. It's an extra spot, and it's like the other. And also Steph's got a dual auto with KD from that golden era, and you got the KD spot, and you got that. Oh, it goes down to a wheel spin. It's nonsense. That stuff is nonsense. And don't get wrong, I think there is products out there that does have dual autos from different teams. I cannot remember I've seen it, but I swear I've seen it. I swear I've. Maybe I've not. And that would get a bit techie, but usually if you buy a team and you get a dual auto, it's usually played from the same team. So maybe I did imagine that it wouldn't make sense for them to do, but card companies don't always make sense, as we know. But yeah, let me know your thoughts. Do you think there is too many breakers out there that are doing that are doubling plus the price of a box, just because they sort of can? Or do you think it's kind of fair out there now? Do you think a lot of the breakers have adjusted and gone, do you know what? It's going to take me a couple of hours. I don't mind earning £20 for the hour for breaking, having a good laugh with some friends, and fees are sorted, and the rest of it covers because the postage is done by whatnot. So this covers the above mailers, top loaders, potentially sleeves, and in some cases, hopefully, you get nice autos or case hits, you get a mag maybe. So if it's something you want to do, not as a business, but it's a bit of a side thing and earn a little bit extra cash. You say, oh, a few evenings a week, I'll do, 8 till 10 o'clock ish, and just do a break for an hour and chat away, sort of blend it into 2 hours worth of work, quote unquote work, right? And a bit of cash. I've no worry with that as long as it is respectful amount. For them 2 hours of you talking and breaking, you shouldn't be earning £100 an hour just because these people are bought into you, and you're basically exploiting them. So you are. I would like to see more breakers attend car shows. I know you're gonna say that's kind of hypocritical because you don't go to shows as much anymore. For two reasons, I don't go to shows as more, which I've shared numerous times, and I'll share again if that's a big qualm of yours. One, it just wasn't. I was actually testing it first off to see how much money. I know it sounds kind of daft, but how much money I'd save not going to shows. Because obviously travel accommodation in Manchester. Say I'm going to London, every 3 months, or Edinburgh, Dublin, German shows, any other shows that may be, obviously that aren't local to me. It's travel accommodation, Farnborough, for instance. It costs a lot of money. Travel to London, Edinburgh. Trains alone are a couple hundred, £100 plus. Accommodations a couple £100 for a few nights. Now London's obviously I would go on a Friday night anyway, so I'd already have my hotel for Friday night. But I'll be Friday night, Saturday night in a hotel in London, train down there on a Friday day, train back on a Sunday. Um, so yeah, it's expensive to do. So I wanted to say sort of with that money, what I could do is could I turn it into could I make that money work for me basically? So instead of me going down there and having to work for the money sort of thing, I've spent I've got the 400 in and hotel accommodation at London, food and drinks while you're there. How am I gonna get that back from these cards? Now it's kind of like, oh well, instead of going to the show, had that money, what could I do? I could buy XYZ cards, send them to graded, list them, the money I had left over or the money I then made from them cards, and then buy nice personal cards. I could buy the Mahomes rookie prism. Obviously, that year was silver, so getting a Mahomes rookie silver prism is obviously not a grail card, but it's a very nice card to have in my collection. It's something I will never leave. As for hope, anyway, will hope never leave my touch like wood, my collection. Same with the optic hollow of Mahomes. Getting like I said, the Kareem Hunt gold prism auto to 10. Recently picked up the Clyde Edwards-Helaire version. I don't know if I got the black again. Picking up the Xavier Worthy rookie auto. So like picking up these cards now is as opposed to it's coming out of that money sort of thing. That makes sense. So yeah, and it was clearly time as well. I had a lot of stuff going on in my life towards the sort of March, April sort of time of the year, and it sort of dragged on and just sort of took my time out and had to do some sort of, as you can see, beautiful house improvements. So yeah, whereas I was just at home a lot more, and it just didn't make a lot of sense for me to be going to shows when I had so much stuff to do around the house. And yes, I could have paid someone to do a lot of stuff in the house, and I did pay, plasterers and this and the other. But certain things that I like to do and try myself. I did the wood flooring in one of the rooms with my old man, which was a nice little experience. I did do some paint and decorating with the wife, so we paint and decorate a couple of rooms together now in this house, so which is nice. Sort of moments you sort of share, sort of thing. So yeah, that was it. I've never said, "Oh, shows are this, or the other." I hope to get some shows this year because I miss the social aspect of it all. We have a lot of people that I've made connections with. But again, a lot of the shops popping up in these areas have sort of made that a little bit easier because you go to the shop and you see a lot of people there. They do a lot of trade nights, obviously the top rips nights. So, that always helps. And I hope that I said this on the subject of breakers. I hope they do the same thing. I hope they go to shows to build that rapport because I hope for them they don't see breaking as just I get a product. I've got to get as much for this product as possible and please people. I hope they see it as I want to go on some sort of streaming platform, Twitch, Instagram, whatnot, Fanatics, etc., eBay. Chat with like-minded people, be DHNs, rip some cards, and obviously I want to pay for my time, but I don't want to be extortionate paying for time. Like if you've got 32 teams and you're earning like £20 an hour, that's got to think about it. It's only an extra pound or two per team extra that you're putting on there just to make sure you get 20 odd quid, 40 odd quid for a couple hours of work. Where really it's not really work. You chat with your community, but you have to make sure that you are paying for supplies, I understand, and fees, and that's where it really gets sort of. That's probably the biggest inflation, right? The 10 point something percent on whatnot. So if you are making £200 on that box, 200 to them, then the shipping fees they take off as well. Then obviously the shipping suppliers. So you do have to sort of account for that. But anything over where it started, when you break it down, you think, well, they're earning £100, £80 this hour is kind of ridiculous. But yeah, I think there's a lot of good breakers out there. I think there's obviously a lot of idiot breakers out there. I do think there'll be someone or a company that'll do, maybe a shop that'll do breaking from the shop, and they'll probably do it right. I don't not necessarily like inside information here, but yeah, I think that would make more sense because obviously they got very good supply, they're getting a good price, so they can then relay that price onto you guys, and you can sort of tie in, sort of time to pay sort of ratio better. because you don't have to earn as much on the box because you're in store. You paid anyway for the hour. Yes, they may do some later evening ones as well, though, or that sort of stuff. But yeah, it'd be cool to see that sort of side, and then breakers going down there as well, though. Because sort of merge into communities, and that's how we grow, right? Each community should evolve and interact with each other because they should all have similar interests and should all meeting at shows, card shops, etc. So, but maybe that's a utopian world I live in. Maybe I'm just that crazy. We shall see. I don't know. I just don't know. I just have to check something because this could get really awkward. Okay, I think I'm still good. It's okay. Yes, we're good. I thought I was gonna have someone at the door, so I had to just check my ring cam real quick for those listening. Yeah, I was just checking the ring cam. I can't bother with someone. I could hear him outside talking, try to sell someone in next door. Well, what anyway? An energy company. Say, Jesus. Sign says on my door. Hey, sign says, as soon as you go in, don't do what you say. Leave me alone. I have the right to be left alone in my own home. Do it. Make the right choice. But yeah. Let me know your thoughts. Am I living in a perfect world in my own head where it doesn't work like that? Am I missing some facts here? Obviously, I was lucky enough to help out with Sports Trading Cards UK when they started on my whatnot journey. And again, a bit more of a difficult position because I was getting paid by them and I was having to make sure that they were making money as well. But I always try to make sure the price of the breaks. I mean, I never once had anyone say anything other than these are the best price breaks out there. Because I always tried to price it in the same vein. It was like as long as I knew how long I was going to be on for. Because obviously other people were scheduled on the same channel after me. So I knew I had a time slot. So I knew that, that's all I had. I had to make sure that they earned that much plus fees, right? So all of a sudden you can break down if it's football, 20 teams. If it's NFL, 32 teams. If it was NBA, same again. So you just, you can sort of break out. Yes, it's people will complain, oh, it's not fair that Washington this year are so much because of Jane Daniels. Well, last year they were supposed Sam Howell's a bit of a hype, but the last couple of years not as hyped, and it is. But you've got to go where the cash is, right? That's how the business is going to work. All of a sudden, if you just keep the Washington Commanders the low price because you suspect they're going to be a low team, and you put the Chiefs and 49ers and Eagles at a high price, we don't really have the rookies to chase, then you're going to just do yourself a disservice, probably make it harder to sell. So that's just the way that one works. I don't have any gripes with that sort of nonsense of teams fluctuate so much. Yeah, I'm not sure about breakers. Like, no, like a breakers little community where they should interact with each other and say this is the price. I don't know if that would work too well because everyone pays a different price for their boxes. Not everyone's got like a direct source or direct supply. But maybe in a utopian world, maybe when Fanatics run things a bit better, and Fanatic Live's there, I don't know, maybe then. But yeah, watch the space. Watch not with me, and watch the space of breaking. You'll see the posts from people. You'll hear the moaning from people that can't sell breaks or people have been ripped off. What do you watch a break for? Do you watch a break to be entertained? Do you watch a break to make sure you pull the big card? Do you watch a break and get involved in breaks as well? More importantly, I suppose, to just sort of waste some hours away. Do you just go in there and just think, yeah, do you know what? I'll buy a spot for £8 and I'll have a little chat, type in this chat with people, and I met you at the show, and you can chat about you met you at this shop, whatever. And is that what it's about? You? They're just about interacting in the hobby, which is one of the best things to do, right? That's why people like myself here have podcasts, to interact, and because you guys listening, you legends that listen, I'll keep going. So I part of the content, whether that's data diving. I've not done as many card show vlogs because not card shows, but it's why we do these things, right? To make sure that the hobby, people in the hobby know what's going on in the hobby and stuff like that. And on that as well, I think I may be the UK's only weekly podcast at the moment. I don't know. I feel like everyone's dipping off. Top League podcast is fortnightly now. The Love of Cards. I don't know what's going on with them at the moment. I need to reach out to Ben and Lee. I think I'll see the super busy guys with card shows. I think Ben's now got another card show with the Northeast. So, He's not even he didn't live there, so he's got to be doing them sort of logistics, which is good on him. I'm glad Newcastle's getting. Well, she was Newcastle way northeast. I'm glad they're getting a car show. I always felt like it got sort of like overlooked. It was sort of like Scotland or was it close after that, like Manchester. Manchester. I think it was a small one in somewhere that like small little place like a bridge crossing sort of like townhousey thing. I don't know, like a small little Pokemon-y one. But I think this would be a good little mix. Especially it's gonna be similar vibes to Manchester CarCon. So Northeast CarCon, I'm sure it'd be similar vibes. So a lot of vibes. So yeah, I'm sure that'd be cool. Sure that'd be a cool show. And always a good weekend in Newcastle as well. So I'd recommend that. If you've got the money and time. But the vintage podcast, I don't hear that from weeks anymore. So maybe I am the UK's only standing weekly podcast at the moment. So yeah, well, again, thanks to you guys. You're the real MVPs. Let me say that. That's what I'm gonna do. I knew something I wanted to say. Right. It's not even been announced. I'm not even sure I'll be up there. But hear this out. Hear this out, everyone. Right. And this is partly because I'm now the UK's only weekly podcast on sports cards, I believe. I may be wrong, and one may just not hit my radar, which isn't down to them, it's down to me and my radar not being big enough. I'm sort of, so that's no disrespect, no shots. It's just me not focusing on other things at the moment. So if, and hear me out here, guys, if there is a sort of podcast of the year award again at the UK Card Show Awards, or UK and Ireland Card Show Awards now, at the card convention in Olympia, if that's a pro and we win, the card show wins, everyone who listens to this pod, I presume you're going to be subscribed on, I don't know, on your Apple or iTunes, or subscribe to Patrick Holmes YouTube. That's the important one. Get over to that YouTube, get subscribed. Let's get the numbers up. Get the numbers up, boys. If we win, every person it is gets a picture with the trophy. I can't remember the word. It's like a glass. I presume it's similar to the rest of them. It's like a glass trophy. It's like 9 inches. To be fair, pause. The winners usually bigger. Double pause. But yeah, everyone who does subscribes on either Apple or Spotify, or subscribe to the channel and listen to the pod, gets a picture. So I'll make sure we do like a little tour. We'll do shows local, local shows. So make sure people can get it. And then someone's a message me saying, "Well, I'm from this country," which is true. If you're from that country, we will. Send me. Again, this is way off. You have to send me proof that you subscribed and you listen, and we'll do a virtual one. We'll do a virtual hangout, whether that's on here, on Insta. I don't know. We'll do something because this is your podcast. Never forget that. And I will just bring up things in the hobby, and may not always be right, but it's how I see it. And it, sounds like a lot of it you agree with as well, which is cool. And some of it you don't, which is also cool because we can then talk about it. But yeah, I think that's it for this week. I think that's it. I want to get someone on for we went to the card show, the Dublin card show, to see their thoughts. Was it too English of people there? Was it sort of full an Irish show? I'm sure the vlogs will be out. I think LGL had a vlog out already. And that's the only one I've seen to that already advertised. Of recording this, obviously, is the day after, right? It finished on Saturday, so it was 1 day. That'd be the next move. Do a 2-day and trade night in that because it seemed big enough. Probably expensive, but yeah, it seemed big enough. Dublin for weekend, boys. But no, I appreciate you as always. You are the real MVPs. This is your podcast, the UK's last standing weekly podcast on sports cards, on our sports card strategy and gripes. But no, I appreciate you guys always. And yeah, take care. All the best. Peace.